Hi everyone, it's Miss Farquharson here, and this is going to be your first health and wellbeing lesson since doing your online learning. Now, before the Christmas holidays for health and wellbeing, we did a lot about keeping ourselves safe when thinking about medicine. Hopefully you'll remember this, and we learned lots about what medicines were safe to take and why we have to make sure that a grown-up is the one that gives us medicine. So we were learning all about keeping ourselves safe, and we're going to continue learning how to keep ourselves safe. But today we're going to start some new learning, and we're going to start thinking about the word emergency. I'm sure this is a word that lots of you will have heard before. And our lesson today is called What is an Emergency? So we're going to be learning today about the difference between something that is an emergency and something that isn't. And to start us off, we're going to listen to a little story. This is the story we are going to listen to, and it's called Emergency, and it's written by Margaret Mayo and Alex Aliff. So I hope you enjoy this story, and I would like you to listen carefully for the things that they talk about which would be classed as an emergency.
Emergency, written by Margaret Mayo and illustrated by Alex Aliff. Call 999 emergency! Burglars making a getaway. Police car dashing, bright lights flashing. Help is coming, it's on its way. Ambulance speeding, emergency. We are, pull over, make way. Siren screaming, light beam beaming. Help is coming, it's on its way. Tree on the track, emergency, but breakdown train can clear the way. Huge crane hooking, lifting, shifting. Help is coming, it's on its way. Boat sinking fast, emergency. Launch a lifeboat in the storm and spray. Long ropes tossing, lifeboat dropping. Help is coming, it's on its way. Police motorbike, emergency. Traffic build-up on the motorway. Zipping, revving, cars directing. Help is coming, it's on its way. Forest fire blazing, emergency, but firefighting planes zoom on their way. Swoop, swoop, swooping and water scooping. Help is coming, it's on its way. River flooding, emergency. Inflatable boats needed, no delay. Rescue supplies tugging, chug, chug, chugging. Help is coming, it's on its way. Big snowfall, emergency. Snow plough slowly clears the way. Pushing, shoving, tossing, tunnelling. Help is coming, it's on its way. Fire, fire, emergency. Fire engines racing all the way. Hoses slooshing, water swooshing. Help is coming, it's on its way. Man lost on mountain, emergency. Helicopter hovering, whir, whir, hooray. Searching, finding, winch doors sliding. Help is coming, it's on its way. Quick, accident, emergency. Damaged car is blocking the way. Breakdown truck towing, yellow light glowing. Help is coming, it's on its way. All quiet now, no emergency. No flashing, no dashing, no zooming away. Resting and waiting for the next 999 call. Then help will be coming on its way.
So that story spoke about lots of different things that could be an emergency and that you would maybe need help from people if you were in that situation. They spoke about things like a burglar stealing something from your house. They spoke about a fire. They talked about a car accident. They said if somebody was stuck on a mountain and they might need to be rescued. You can see all of those things I've said in the pictures that are there. And they mentioned lots of other things as well, like rivers flooding and lots of snow, which might cause a little bit of a threat to somebody's life. And they also spoke about things like trees falling on train tracks as well. So there's lots of things that could be classed as an emergency. But I want you to think really carefully about what really makes an emergency. Is it something that we need to call the special number for if there is an emergency. Can you maybe tell somebody just now what that special number is that we need to phone if we have an emergency? That's right, I'm sure you would have known the number that you call in an emergency is 999. And that would take you through to either the ambulance service, the fire service, or the police service. But the reason I want you to think about whether or not something is an emergency is because we don't just phone 999 for everything that might happen that we think is an emergency. We really need to think carefully about whether the situation that we are in is actually going to harm us and cause a risk to our life, or to make us feel unwell, or causing a risk to maybe somewhere that we live or a place that we are. So for example, is it something that's going to be very, very, very serious if it happens? Like if there's a fire, then yes, that would be an emergency. And I want you to think about if it was something where you were hurt. For example, you have fallen over at school in the playground and hurt your hands. Is that really an emergency where we would call 999? No, it's not. So we need to think carefully about what situation would we actually have to phone 999, and we only ever do that if it's a real emergency. And we need to get some help when we're younger from people around us, like grown-ups, to know whether or not it's an emergency. So what I would like you to do now for your task that goes along with our lesson today is this sheet here will be posted on the website and on our Teams page, or you can even just pause this video right here and you can use the pictures on the screen. And what I would like you to do with a grown-up is talk to them about each of the pictures. And I want you to decide whether you think what's happened in the picture is an emergency where you would need to call 999. Or if it's not an emergency, I want you to think about what you would do in that situation. Okay, so talk with a grown-up about it, and I want you to tell them why you think it is or it isn't an emergency as well. Okay, so this part is going to be a bit of a talking task with your grown-up, but if you would like to do a little extra activity at the end, what I would like you to do is I would like you to see if you can draw a picture of a situation which would be an emergency where you would need to call 999. And it'd be great if you could add some colour to your picture as well. And then you might want to take some photos and then send them to either me or to Miss Cram if you are in her class. Okay, so today we are learning about what is an emergency. And we're learning to tell the difference between an emergency and what isn't an emergency. And then next week we will move on and we will have a think about what we would really have to do in a 999 situation to keep ourselves safe. I hope you enjoy your task and I look forward to seeing how you get on. Bye.